number of women and girls in the Gambia are suffering from a highly preventable and treatable condition called obstetric fistula. This problem occurs when a woman or girl goes into prolonged obstructed labor without proper, adequate and immediate medical care, resulting in the formation of an unwanted hole between the birth canal and the bladder, or the birth canal and rectum, or in some cases, both. As a result, urine or feces, or both, seep into the birth canal and leak uncontrollably out of the vagina. Although many people consider it a disease, obstetric fistula is an unfortunate injury which can be fatal. Women who survive it often lose their baby and are deprived of their dignity, self-respect, self-pride, and in many cases, loved ones. This often forces them to live with their condition in isolation, shame, in depression, and in poverty for years. National studies estimated that about 0.5 out of every 1,000 women live with this condition in the Gambia. While this figure may appear low, it may not reflect the true situation given the stigma surrounding obstetric fistula and women's unwillingness to reveal the injury. Recognizing the urgent need to help these women regain their dignity and their lives, the Foundation for Research on Women's Health, Productivity and the Environment, or BAFROW, partnered with the Islamic Development Bank in 2010 to set up the first and only comprehensive fistula prevention, treatment, rehabilitation and reintegration center at BAFROW's Model Village in Mandinaba Village, West Coast Region. BAFROW's obstetric fistula project is holistic and addresses the reproductive health, nutritional, human rights, social, economic, and psychosocial conditions of affected women under the 4 components of the project. It enrolls up to 25 women at a time who live in the model village for about 4 to 5 months. These women come from all over the country and as far as Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, and Sierra Leone. During this period, they first undergo reparation surgery performed by skilled specialists who use the procedure to build the capacity of local doctors on treating and managing the condition. After the surgery, the women are monitored closely to ensure complete recovery, then transferred to rehabilitation centers where they remain for the rest of their stay, receiving necessary social and economic skills that will help them participate and contribute meaningfully within their communities upon their return. Depending on their choice, the women are trained in various types of needlework such as sewing, embroidery, crocheting, and knitting, or in baking, tie and dye, and pottery making. They all attend functional literacy classes and take a short course on business development and management. Integral elements of the rehabilitation process include a one-to-one and group counseling for knowledge and confidence building, physiotherapy to strengthen the abdominal and pelvic regions of treated women, helping with the preparation of daily nutritious meals to enhance their health and entertainment and leisure time. In addition, the women are taken on field trips to visit pertinent establishments such as hospitals to see the types of services that are available in the emergency obstetric care for a better understanding of the situation and why obstetric fistula happens sometimes. As part of BAFROW's exit strategy, the women are counseled on various aspects, including the importance of seeking immediate emergency obstetric care once labor begins, delaying early pregnancies, using contraceptives, birth spacing, and using their stories as motivation for other women with similar conditions to seek. The women are also supported to develop a reintegration plan by trained BAFROW staff members, which they implement once they return to their communities. While each woman's reintegration plan is unique, they often include opening small businesses to help with personal income, creating awareness about fistula to end both the condition and the stigma associated with it, identifying and referring to BAFROW, other women living silently with the condition using BAFROW's specially designed referral cards, and boosting their self-esteem by improving their outlook through the purchase and use of beauty and hair products with small donations from BAFROW. However, treating, rehabilitating and reintegrating affected women alone is not enough to end obstetric fistula in the Gambia. This is why obstetric fistula survivors such as Jabba Fati, who have completed BAFROW's program and reintegrated back into their communities, have come together to form BAFROW's obstetric fistula support group and have been trained as advocates alongside traditional birth attendants, nurses, and community-based mobilizers.
Our role as support group is to create community awareness on obstetric fistula for prevention, provide moral support to one another, as well as the women who are currently going through the program, and participate in public advocacy and awareness events like the International Day to End Obstetric Fistula. Having experienced the degradation and shame that other people make victims of this injury feel, I believe that it is my obligation to make sure that other women and girls do not go through the same suffering that the other women in my support group and I have suffered. Aside from my mother, everybody I knew shunned me and treated me like I had an incurable disease. Many women in my group have experienced this kind of treatment. Therefore, one of the biggest tasks we have taken upon ourselves is to fight stigmatization. We try to educate our husbands, our children, our siblings, our parents, our friends, and our neighbors that obstetric fistula is not something to be afraid or ashamed of. It is like any other serious injury, and we believe that with support from family and friends, affected women will have more courage to come to BAFROW and seek proper medical help. Being cured is a dream come true. One of the most exciting moments of my life was when the catheter was removed and I realized that I was no longer leaking. I was cured and could once again stand on the praying mat to do my prayers. Another amazing moment was afterwards when BAFROW gave us money to go sightseeing and shopping. I was able to buy new clothes and beauty products that made me feel like a confident woman again. We are among the lucky few who have not died from this injury, thanks to BAFROW's intervention. Who knows how many women have died from obstetric fistula and how many more are out there, living alone and afraid with the condition and without support.
Complementing the awareness creation and advocacy efforts of the support group, BAFROW also advocates relentlessly for better, equitable, and functional emergency obstetric care in the country, as well as good road networks to ease transportation of women in labor to the nearest health facility. Moreover, BAFROW uses community and mass media sensitizations as tools to deter stigmatization and help reduce and end obstetric fistula in the country. BAFROW is committed to continue its support to the government and to the people of the Gambia so that the next generation of Gambian women and girls will not suffer from new cases of obstetric fistula.